Good morning. It's something we take for granted, right? Good morning. And during these times, it's not always good. In fact, we can feel very anxious. I've been feeling anxious on and off. I've been doing what I can to keep myself involved with others and trying to be a part of the solution and not the problem. Nonetheless, I did look at my calendar this morning at all the things that were highlighted in different colors and what I would be doing. And I cried a little. We're having to let go. We're having to trust that somewhere in the future, some of what we were doing, what was important to us, our regular lives will return, and I believe it will. But in the meantime, we need to be able to deal with our anxiety and do things for ourselves, for our well-being, for our mind, our body, our spirit. We need to be doing those things that help us move through this in a productive and healthy way. So I wanted to talk to you for a moment about just breathing. There are things in yoga that we talk about taking off the mat. They're concepts, they're truths that actually make a difference in our day-to-day life, whether it's in our range of motion, our mobility, our strength, but also in our mind and our spirit. I look at yoga as a spiritual discipline for myself because it gets me to a restful place where I can actually think and hear and pray. But just dealing with the breath for 5 minutes can make a huge difference in our anxiety levels and our sense of wellness. So I wanted to talk to you about why that is, because I think that knowledge empowers us and it'll make you much more likely to maybe try some of this breathing, maybe try some more yoga. You don't have to have ever done it before. You don't have to be flexible, none of that. So on my L.A.Winters fitness page, I've got some videos that can introduce you to some of the parts of yoga, like a sun salutation right now, a little series of hip openers, a very dedicated one just to the Pranayama, to the Ujjayi breath. So I just want to tell you right now why it's so important and how it can help me now. So in our Western culture especially, we don't breathe very deeply. We're not taught to. So when we do breathe deeply and with control, deep inhale and a slow exhale, all these biological things start happening in our mind and our body that are so important. Did you know that the breath is what comes first? The breath is what triggers the brain, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic response, either a restful response or a fight or flight response. Of course, we needed these a long time ago to have all these mechanisms that would help us get out of a situation quickly. Adrenaline goes up, blood pressure goes up, everything tenses. But we tend to be in a more prolonged state of anxiety, just with the pace of this life and the things that we worry about. So the breath. The breath is what triggers the brain, and then the brain tells the body what to do. So if you've ever noticed, if you're feeling anxious or nervous or tense, the breath becomes shallow and quick. And that tells the brain that things are not okay. And so the adrenaline goes up, muscles tense, the heart rate is lifted, all of those things that can become very uncomfortable and unhealthy if prolonged. The opposite is true. When we're restful, think about when you wake up or when you're about to fall asleep, kind of that pre-snore even, it's that long, deep breath. And that tells the brain that everything's okay. And all the good hormones levels can raise, the heart rate goes down, all of those restful, healthy things happen. So simply by learning to breathe in a certain way, and taking 5 to 10 minutes to do that can have a dramatic effect on how the body feels and then how our brain feels. Because then the signals are saying everything's okay, I'm going to be okay, and there are things that I can control. So I invite you to check out some of these videos during this time and get your body moving, get your breath going in a healthy way, get the mind focused in the moment and in a way that you can deal with it in the moment, and then take some of these things off the mat, as we say, and use them as tools in your daily life. So, namaste, God bless you, and I bid you peace.